Hey, what's up, my people? How you doing? This is Dalton, and welcome to my channel, Dalton My World. All right, and we're going to be talking about a situation that happened recently in Minneapolis. Okay, and I'm gonna ask you. I'm just gonna show a small clip of this if you haven't seen it. So I'm telling you, if this is a trigger warning. So you might want to, once I start it, you might want to wait about 30 seconds and then come back to the video, okay? Because it is somewhat graphic and I'm not going to show the whole thing, okay? Because it even disturbs me, all right? And I've seen dead bodies, you have to see that when you get a degree in as a crime analysis. That's you're gonna see a lot of pictures and stuff that and there's a logical reason for it. So, but this is uh, really kind of disturbing to me as well. Okay, so got your warning. All right, let's do this.
Look how they doing people out here. Got him bleed on the ground. He crying and shit. That's sick.
Please, 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 I can't breathe. Please, man.
The cop that's standing up watching him is a Chinese cop. I'll explain why I say that in a minute. I'm not gonna show the whole thing. All right. Now, this is my point of view on it. All right. When I first saw a little snippet of it, I was like, man, that's sad. I even commented on that. I think it was on NBC. And then someone commented back, well, he shouldn't have been resisting. Of course. Now, I was asleep last night, and my mom woke me up around 11:30, and she was really upset. Apparently, I wish she hadn't, but apparently she saw the whole video of what happened to him. And I guess it was like almost 10 minutes. And she was really, really upset about it. So I like to go over it with you, give you my opinion on it. Okay. And yes, you know me, I got my cue card so I can stay on track, make this quick as possible. All right. When she called me, one of the main questions my mom had was, why didn't the Chinese, and I believe he's Chinese, I'm not sure, but she thought he was Chinese. She said, why didn't that Chinese officer help him? She said the Chinese officer is ethnic, he's a non-white person as well. And she commented on that she loves NBC and she was watching how a lot of the Chinese was on there would make these full-on videos of to please stop the harassment, the abuse that's going on towards them, and 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 asking Donald Trump to stop calling it the Chinese virus. When you're talking about coronavirus, he called it China virus, and how it's hurting them, and how people are trying to attacking them, and everything, and asking for the safety of people. And my mom had a hard time understanding how, on one hand, they're doing that, and on the other hand, there's a Chinese American just sitting up there watching this guy die. Okay? And I had to explain to her that just because a race is a non-white race doesn't mean that they don't think that they're better than some other races. And if a race thinks that they're better than you, and I'm not talking about all Asian races, I'm just saying if they think they're better than you, then you're pretty much an animal to them. So whatever happens to you happens to you. Okay? But of course, they don't want that to happen to them or anyone that they think is close to where they're at, such as the white race. Uh, and my mama understood where I was coming from. And she knows I lived in Seattle for a long time, and she knows the things I had to deal with. Okay. All right. Also, here's the deal. One of the main reasons all those officers lost their jobs is because, one, by not taking action, you are saying that the incidents that are occurring at that time are right and just. Okay. So by not taking action, you're okaying this. Okay. Now, he had his knee on that. Now, they had already seduced him. Okay. And he had his knee on his neck. Okay. And if you could hear, you heard him yelling. Okay. And when he was yelling, okay, he's gasping for breath. Anybody that took any type of self-defense know that right here is dangerous. It's the most dangerous area that even if you're sparring with someone, you don't want to hit that area. Because you know right there, I was sparring with someone once, and they hit me there, and I had a hard time breathing. Okay, and I sympathize with him as well, because when I lived in Oklahoma and I was younger, I had my life threatened by a white police officer, and I was in Yukon, Oklahoma, which I found out now, I did not know then, is one of the headquarters for KKK. Okay, and I didn't know that. But it was just me and that officer on a lonely road, and he gave me an option to leave and don't come back, or not leave. And I left, and I never went back to Yukon, Oklahoma. Now, also we got to question ourselves: why didn't the officer use a taser or mace? Okay, if you know anything about law enforcement or even upper level security, they have so many things on their belt. Call it a tool belt on their belt that could take down a person. It's that wands. They have sometimes they have billy clubs. They have tasers, and these tasers are no joke. These tasers literally paralyzes you for. It all depends on the power, but most of them could paralyze you for like 2 minutes. Okay, and once you got hit with a taser, you don't want it again. So you're not gonna. So why didn't they use a taser? Why didn't they use tear gas? They already had him handcuffed. Okay. The deal is that even if you look at the white officer that had his knee on that brother's neck, you could tell that he looks like he's some type of like he has psychopathic tendencies. Okay, he was getting some type of really weird joy out of punishing and hurting that person. He was. He was even after that man was dead. And I think that that's what's so disturbing about this is unconsciously your mind is telling you while you're watching this video of him when he stopped struggling, your mind is telling you that he's dead. And they knew he was dead. And if you don't pick that up, you just know you're just really disturbed by it, but you don't know why it's hitting you. He said hitting you so hard. Well, your mind's telling you you're looking at death. And most people really never seen someone die in front of them before, and you're doing it right there when you're looking at him. That's why he's not moving anymore. He's dead. His soul left his body. And yet, after he had died, that officer is still on him. He's still getting this rush, this weird rush, okay, about it. And if you look up further on in the video, you'll find out that the Chinese or the Asian officer was literally trying to violate people's rights, telling them not, that they can't film. They can film. They can film all they want to. They're trying to intimidate them and it didn't work. And it seems that what's going on is that you have these groups all through the United States. And there's these small groups that have infiltrated all levels of law enforcement and all levels of banking too. And I'll get into that in a minute. All levels of banking as well as even the tech business. Okay? And there's these KKK, Aryan race, different type of, and sometimes militia, different types of groups that have infiltrated and they're so tightly weaving into law enforcement that they're hard to cut out. Okay? And they're acting up. And the sad part about it is you are going to see more and more of this the closer it comes to the election. Okay? Because a lot of these little fanatical groups, and people don't want to talk about it, or they follow Trump. It's a known fact, and they're proud of it. And what's so disturbing is that with all this is going on, what Trump is not saying is saying much louder than what he is saying. When he's not saying anything against Arbery's shooting, okay, and when he's not saying anything against this man's death, he's telling you something. Okay, he's got their back. He's got the back of these people just violating. Okay, even if he started to say something now, it's too late. The gig's up. We get it. Okay, what is he doing? He's off golfing. Okay, these are some of his supporters. Okay, as much as he like to be on Twitter and all this other stuff, he ain't saying nothing. And the closer, like I said, the closer we come to the election, you're going to see more and more of this. Why? Because people are getting upset because he's not a sure thing anymore. They were pretty sure he was a sure thing. And the more it comes to the fact that it's a good chance that he may not win, then it becomes disturbing to those particular type of fanatical groups, and they act out, as you see. My mom was right. Why isn't the Asian gentleman doing anything to help him? And the fact is that all they had to do, okay, is say 5 simple words. One, he'd probably be alive today. And 2, they may even have their jobs. Okay? All he had to, all the Asian guy, he was closest to him, that's the reason I keep talking about it, had to go and say to the other guy, come on man, ease up. 5 simple words. I've had friends that were almost getting fights and I had, come on man. Yeah, they ain't worth it. Okay? That's all you had to do. Okay, he's supposed to be his brother. He's supposed to get down there and stop him from doing wrong, crossing that line. But he didn't. Those 5 simple words, if he would have just said that, could save that man's life. And they probably still would have had their jobs, but they didn't, because not saying anything condoned the action. Okay, and I'm telling you again, you're gonna see more and more of this. Okay, the closer you get to election, the more you're gonna see of this, and the more they feel like Trump may losing his grip on winning, the more these people are gonna be acting out. And remember, Dalton told you. But yet, this is a very disturbing and sick video. And in the time that people were acting civil, they were protesting and leaving law in the hands of law enforcement with the Aubrey case. Anybody with common sense, they wouldn't have done what those cops did. Okay? So the fact is, and firing them is not enough. Do not become passive with this. I plead you all, don't become passive with this. I'm not saying riot, and I'm not, the way I believe you should be like Martin Luther King and use nonviolent protests. But nevertheless, that taps out. Martin Luther King taps out. And Malcolm X theory, while he was under the rule of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, taps in. Okay, where if someone's got a knife to your throat, or somebody coming at you, then you have the right to protect yourself as a human being. But as I always tell people, but straight up, I always use nonviolence first. To the string. But don't let yourself be a sitting duck either. But don't let this, don't let them pacify you with good words, because anybody can say really good words, but you have to watch your action. The action is going to speak out on, just like Trump's action of not saying anything about these cops, and both of them were cops. You get that? One of them, the one that killed Aubrey, he was a retired white police officer and detective. And of course, his son was there. And then this other time, it's a white police officer. Okay? So like I said, these little groups are inside of law enforcement. Okay? And my last thing on it, I think that it has gone too far now. I don't think that law enforcement have the power. I don't think they have the non-biased attitude or the ability to be detached enough to police themselves. From this point on, I think it should be outside, non-biased organizations should police the police. Police cannot police themselves. They got too many connections, too many friends, too many abilities to make evidence disappear. Okay? And who knows how many times this guy has done this. This time it was just caught on tape. It was always taught to me, just because you catch a person one time doing something wrong and they may go to jail for it, doesn't mean that's the only time that they did it. They just got caught that time. Okay. And situations like this makes it really hard for the American citizens to have sympathy for law enforcement. They get ambushed. Okay? It makes it hard. Because we don't know exactly what some of those people did behind closed doors to people and was never caught. Okay? If you don't know if this is the chicken come home to roost when they finally get caught. And that is my opinion on it. It is a sad day. And I'm telling you, be aware. Okay? And for all the African Americans that don't wear a mask because you're worried about being it was funny they wasn't wearing masks. I wonder if they're Trump supporters. But anyway, for all the African Americans out there and Latinos worried about wearing masks because you're wearing it, police or well, I think they already showed their hand that if you where the police is going to do something. Well, I think they show their hand where you wearing a mask or not. There's small segments and small groups out there that's gunning for you. So it doesn't matter. So you might as well do your best to stay alive as much as long as possible. And that is my opinion on it. I'm still in a little shock about it. And for those who last all the way to the end, thank you. I ask you to hit that red word that says subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. That does mean a lot to me when y'all give me thumbs up. Or, if you disagree with me, give me a thumbs down. But either way, this is America, and you have your right to your opinion. And if you give your opinion, as long as it's respectful, I'll let it stay up there. But if you decide to be a jerk and think you're going to be cute, it will be deleted. Okay? So, also I ask you to share this, alright? And comment, of course. Now, I hope you all, I know it's hard out there because it's especially Afro-American and Latin. It seems like you got to catch 22, you know. If the virus don't kill you, the cops will, you know. But I ask you to stay positive, stay strong, stay true. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.